so today we're going to be trimming out this door, finally. It's been a long time, but I'm like moving real slow on this, and like I just want to see something done, and it'll really look nice to finally trim this thing out. I mentioned, if you've been following along, you gotta follow a long time with me to keep up with stuff, because I only do this stuff on the weekends. But if you go way back, you know I already picked out a trim for this. It was that bead with the wainscot cap as a back band and a plinth block. Well, surprise, we switched it. We no longer want to use that. It looks great. I did the garage door in there and we checked it out. And we were like, you know what? That might be just a little too formal for the look that we're going for here. Like with the plinth block, with the molding coming off the wall 2 inches. Let's scale it down a little bit and not be so dramatic with it. Although I like that stuff, the discussion is it just doesn't fit with what we're trying to do here. And I think this is going to be the better choice. So let me show you what we're using. Here's what we got. We've got the 1x4 with the bead. This is the same thing as last time. It's all Windsor stuff. And these two components changed. These are our new back band. We've got a 1x2 on the back of that. And this molding right here is called the Greek Revival back band molding. And this will just get tucked in there right up against that 1x2. Creates a nice shadow line right there. And of course you got that nice shadow line with your bead. So you can see it's just a real classic, beautiful looking casing. This right here is a little too wide because the bead comes in from Windsor at 3.5, and we need to rip that down because what we've got right here is 4 1/4, and we want to be at a total of 3.5 wide on this casing. So what I will need to do is rip 3/4 of an inch off our main beaded profile here. So I'm getting ready to cut my first casing here, and I'm not going to pre-assemble this and cut all the pieces at once. The back band and the Greek Revival back band molding will be cut separately. The reason I'm doing that, I've went over this before, is because I like to pocket screw my miters together on my own house. Now, people ask, do you do this for all the joints that you do in the field? And the answer is no. I mean, sometimes things aren't priced to sit there and take the extra effort to pocket screw miters together. So a lot of times we're just gluing and clamping, and that level of craftsmanship is not expected on everything. I'm doing it to my own house. I've got time. It's the weekend. I'm going to show some love to this thing and just get these things really cinched together with pocket screws and sand it down, make it perfect. If you call me and say like, hey, I want that same level of treatment, it's gonna cost, you know, it's time, and time is money. Everyone knows that. But I just get that question a lot, like, do you do that on everything? It's like, no, I mean, no. So now that we have our door casing unit put together in one piece, we can go ahead and install this. We don't have to wait for that glue to dry. It's been literally 20 seconds since I screwed it together and then came over here. So it's ready. That glue will cure when it does, and this thing will be good to go. So we'll line up on our reveals. I usually just start up here, make sure these are good, and then I kind of follow the legs down the line that I made. So we can go ahead and shoot these in. So after those first 2 nails, let me show you guys what's going on. Here's what we're looking like on our reveal. And that carries over here, the same reveal. So that's right on our reveal, but if you follow this down, you'll notice it goes way over our reveal, and this can just be pulled over to get on our pencil line. So you can see our pencil line back there, and we're just gonna line it up. But it just has like a little spring to it. Just gotta pull that over. So I always make sure these are good first, of course, and then just make the legs good as you go. Check it out, this is the sanding rig now. I'm pretty pumped up about this thing. So I got it on the Makita vacuum. I've got my Festool orbital pads in there, Festool RO90, and then I went ahead and picked up another Surf Prep sander. So we got one for the truck and one for the shop now, with all of our little pads to get into the moldings. So it's gonna be sweet. This is really gonna come in handy when I do the mantle, because I've got some fun ideas with a lot of moldings there. But really, these sanders are really molding sanders in my opinion. I mean, you could use the orbital for anything, but it's really small. It's their smallest one, and I'm excited to try it out. It's gonna be the first time actually using it on something real right here. That is so nice. This thing is like a little mini buffer. It just literally has like a little buff pad. You can see it's like a cushion, just like the Surf Prep. And it is so smooth, like you just buff the floor. So now that we have one component of our casing in, that main beaded piece, we're gonna go ahead and do our trim out, which is gonna be our back band and the back band molding. So this is gonna be done the same way. I'm gonna take measurements from the floor all the way up to my parameter, which is now not my reveal line, it's the back of my casing. So I'm going to the toe of that miter that I just sanded, and we're gonna go across it as well, of course. So I'll get these cut. These are 1x2s. These are 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inches. So these will just wrap around. I'll just glue the joints together, so small molding, and then we'll be able to move on to that back band molding. So we've got our main profile, which is the beaded piece, the back band that I just talked about, and now we're gonna add the back band molding. And look at what this is gonna do. Say less, right? This is insane. I picked this spot too because all the natural light coming in. I mean, every way this thing catches light, you're gonna see that. So this obviously looks freaking amazing. It looks so powerful. And I think there's several reasons why it looks so good. But I think the number one reason is it's intentional. It was made to like turn your head like, whoa, that freaking casing looks awesome. Why? Because the big box stores and a lot of the lumberyard stuff, and I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of the typical lumberyard stuff, it just doesn't give you that feeling. It doesn't give you that effect. But this one is intentional, and that's why I think it looks so good, because that's what they were going for. They were like, we want it to look so good. So with that being said, let's go ahead and add our final piece, this little back band molding. Here it is, guys, the full profile installed. Look up there at that miter. That is glorious right there. Same thing reversed over here. It looks so freaking good. Natural light hitting it here, seeing all those shadows defined. This is exactly what I was after. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get a can of primer and spray over that, the sanding, because I just love doing that because you get to see the full effect of it. That is freaking beautiful. Gotta hit this side up too. This looks good?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
I freaking love it. That looks so good. Just that little bit of primer, just taking away that sanding, really shows you what the profile looks like, and it is everything I expected and more. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you see this whole setup here, you see the casing, the profile. It kind of speaks for itself. So let me know if you guys have any questions about the process here on what I did, but it's pretty straightforward. It's casing a door. We're elevating the door casing though, using these amazing moldings and really drawing attention to the millwork. I'm really happy with this door, and I think this casing really just gives it what it needs. It really sets it off. It's deserving of this casing and vice versa. I feel like they complement each other very well. Deep cut profiles, shadow lines, just beautiful. That's all I'm going for, is beauty. Beauty over function. That's why we use single pane glass.